Hello everyone. Good afternoon from Pakistan and good morning or good evening to all those who are in different time zones. Thank you for joining me for this webinar on Introduction to Advanced Financial Analytics with Power BI. I welcome you all to this first webinar by Kaizen Analytics LLP. This is Mohammed Kashif. Just a few things before we get started with the actual content of the webinar. We have already emailed the database file to all the participants who have registered with us. For those who didn't find time to register with us, simply shoot us an email and we would love to share the participants material, which comprises of three things: database file, this presentation, and participants manual. It is a step-by-step guide, around 40 page, for everything which we will be doing in this webinar. So we will leave the email address in the description of this video. You must have many questions, so do leave them in the chat and my team will be trying to answer them on the spot, or just shoot us an email and we will respond to you shortly. So a brief intro of myself. I'm a member of Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of Pakistan since 2005. Worked almost in quite every relevant field in finance, from bookkeeping to corporate finance, from basic financial analysis to advanced analysis to financial modeling and feasibility, data analytics, data visualization, business process analysis, capacity building, right from training need assessment, development of curriculum, actual delivery of the training, post-training activities like on-job training. In the last assignment, I did work with international development partners. Like I worked in two projects of World Bank, two projects of ADB, and one project of JICA. I'm also a co-founder of Kaizen Analytics LLP. It is a limited liability partnership firm registered with Security and Exchange Commission of Pakistan. We are primarily management consultancy firm, and our focus areas are emerging technologies, business intelligence, blockchain, advanced analytics, and we will also providing capacity building activities. So this is kind of a brief intro of me and the firm. I'm leaving the LinkedIn and Facebook links if you want to follow us, or you can email us. I'm also leaving my email account. So the today's webinar is divided in three sections. The first section is why advanced analytics for finance. So if we can categorize it as business intelligence, so we'll discuss this first. The second section is the case study of a demo data set we have already emailed, and we will be working on this one. We're creating income statement, balance sheet, and some amazing analytics using DAX language. And the third section is a way forward in advanced financial analytics. So we'll start with the first section: why advanced analytics for finance, or simply why business intelligence for finance. I will just pause for a minute. If you can write in the comment box how you can define business intelligence. So I'll wait for around 1 minute and we'll start our webinar then. Just write what you understand about business intelligence. So let's discuss it. Business intelligence is not a new concept. It is especially for finance and business professionals. We are using it from the day one, and in one way or another. So the thing is, now we have more advanced softwares available with us, with which require minimum kind of an IT background to extract insights from data. And this is just the beginning, as business decisions will be based on the facts that what is the problem and how we can solve the problem using the data we have, and in the process we'll be making data driven business decisions. So simply, business intelligence is a set of techniques and tools. It is not only tools, it is techniques as well. And it is we extract raw data from various sources. We drive meaningful analysis, we do meaningful analysis, and we develop some easy to understand visualizations for better decision making. So we are all using Excel, and still it is the most used software by finance and business professional. It will remain to be the key software. But there are some specific tools which are designed for business analytics, and they have some amazing inbuilt features of advanced analytics, like artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to work with. If we can discuss some of the tools, there are right at top. Microsoft has one tool which is known as Power BI, and we'll be working on Power BI in this webinar. Tableau has one of the tools, then Click has one of the tool, MicroStrategy and others. So there are quite a number of tools. And from Microsoft, it is the 13th consecutive year that they are recognized as Magic Quadrant leader in business intelligence platform. Before moving forward, it is important to analyze a big picture of what may be the possible future of finance. So, you must have heard about various terms which are coined by management consultancy firms and some renowned institutes, like Digital Financial Transformation by Deloitte. PwC has their own term, KPMG, EY, and CMI, CWAE, CFA. So, what are these terms and how we can just categorize them into a simpler form? It is kind of a finance business partnering in a digital world. And you must have heard the term about finance business partner. The involvement of finance professionals in decision making is and strategic development and driving performance is not new. But as the business are evolving, so the finance professional will have to evolve accordingly. They have to acquire necessary skills, which may be broadly categorized into, say, two sets. Like, there are some necessary skills which are not relevant to finance but all the professions across the globe, like complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, emotional intelligence, and many more. But there are some technological related skills as well, like storytelling, data analytics, and data visualization. So we'll be focusing on these technology related skills. Knowledge of emerging technologies is important, because by then you may analyze which emerging technology can be used in which of the business process to enhance the business operations and add value in return. Real-time information and decision making is becoming norm, and finance have to keep up with the pace. And businesses are challenging the role of finance due to advanced analytics. Finance professionals do have finance data, but finance data alone will not serve the purpose in this digital age. We need the ability and skill to use both finance and business data for better decision making. Um, and this change is happening in all channels. If you can analyze some of the changes in curriculum, so CFA has changed their curriculum. If you can see, CFA has introduced machine learning in level 2 and big data projects in level 3. And SEMA is SEMA is included in their operational level, a subject of E1 for managing finance in digital world. Audit and finance firms are also embracing the change. Like PwC has initiated digital accelerator program, and it is not new. It is 2 years back, and they are trying to inculcate the digital skills in their almost 50,000 employees. Job market is also changing. It is changing slowly, but it is also changing. Um, for instance, BI tools for finance, they are now the employers are asking for BI tools for finance. It is not much, but it is there. For instance, I've just searched few of the examples. These are month old examples, and for financial analysts, they are requiring the working knowledge of BI, Power BI. In another example, there are also for financial analyst revenue, they want the experience of Looker, Tableau, and these are the BI tools. And in job in Karachi, they are willing to have a prior experience of BI tools like Power BI, Demo, Tableau. So job market is also changing. It is not changing at very high speed, but it is changing. I've also included links of a few of the videos of big picture scenario from Deloitte, PwC, and EY, and you can have tons of these resources available on YouTube, on Google. So you can search it out, and you can have them, and you can review them. So by this, we will conclude our first section, which is why advanced analytics for finance or business intelligence for finance. We have briefly touched the term of business intelligence. We have also seen some of the tools which are used in business intelligence, future of finance and necessary skills, and the scenario definitely is changing, whether it is in curriculum or in job market. So we have briefly touched all these topics. Now it's time to move to our next section, and in this section we will use a demo data set. We will create an income statement, balance sheet, and we'll do some basic analytics. So if you have not yet downloaded Power BI, please download Power BI and install it in your computer or laptops. We will first analyze the data set, and then we will move to Power BI window, and we will start creating the income statement balance sheet. So this is the basic data set which we have emailed to all the participants. It's a general ledger, accounts, department, organization, and there is a scenario. So this is a basic general ledger, and it has almost kind of around 39,000, around 40,000 entries. So it has certain keys which are relevant to chart of account, which relates these keys to the accounts, department, and organization. And this accounts worksheet it's a kind of chart of account. There's a department worksheet, and there's organization worksheet, and this is a scenario. So we'll work on this data set. So this is the window of Power BI. These ribbons have general operations over here. There are three views. First is the report view, the second is data view, and third is model view. There are filters, visualization, and fields, and we will be touching upon all these things in a brief manner. So let's start it. First, you can connect Power BI to more than 100 data sources. So in our case, we have data in Excel. So we click on Excel, connect it, and get the data in Power BI. check all the worksheets, click load. So here we have imported all the tables in Power BI. Click on this data view, click on this accounts. Now you can see that this chart of account has to be classified into various levels, because we want, let me show you the ultimate result. So this is the final product which we will be creating in this webinar. So you can see over here, this is an income analytics. Uh, the income statement is defined, is the income statement is properly arranged as per all the levels of the chart of account, and figures are also placed appropriately. So we will have to define all these levels in different columns so that we can create this income statement. So let's start it. We will use parent child function of Power BI. So let's discuss what the parent child function is in DAX function. This is a DAX data analysis expression reference, which we have downloaded from Microsoft website. So you can download it easily. It is over 550 pages. There are all the DAX functions are explained over here. Parent. So let's see. Let's analyze our data as well. So this is the data, and this is the chart of account. We have account key and parent account key. And if you look over here, the parent child function in DAX is as follows. So there is an employee key and parent employee key. This is an employee key and this is parent employee key. So the first DAX function which define the parent child relationship in Power BI is path function. The path function, we'll be using it. Here the employee key is 112, parent key is nothing, then 14, 112, 3 and 12. Let's see what this path function will define. It will define the parent key is employee key is 112, then this is 0, and employee key is 114, the parent key is 112, so 114 belongs to 112. Over here employee key is 3, parent employee key is 14. So if we are working in organization, 3 is reporting to 14 and 14 is reporting to 112 in HR context. Over here 11 is reporting to 3. So 11 is reporting to 3, 3 is reporting to 14 and 14 is reporting to 112, and we will do the same over here. The next one is a function which we will use it, path length. It will define the level of chart of account, and then we will define the items. So we'll use all of these functions. So first let us create a calculated column over here. Go to this table, new column, name it as use the function path. We just want to give the ID of the column. So ID of the column is accounts key. We'll use key over here. Then the parent column name is parent account key. So parent, parent account key. Close the parentheses, and that's it. So let's review it. Asset belong to balance sheet. Current asset belong to asset belong to balance sheet. So if we go down, so this is income. Operating profit belongs to income. Gross profit, which is 49, belongs to operating profit, which is 49, which belongs to 47. So net income over here. Now we'll use another function, which is path length, just to define how many level of chart of account we have. Let's name it as depth and path length, and just give the name of the column, which is recently calculated. So we have a chart of account of 6 level. Now it's important to uh, define the items, which are the items which belong to level 1, which belongs to level 2, level 3. So we will use two functions. One is the lookup and the second is the path. So let's create another column. Name it as level 1. Lookup. Accounts description, because the first one is the result column, so we want to return these text. So we'll give account description, then the search column item. So accounts key is the search column item, and then we will use path item. This will return the actual item according to this hierarchy, this depth of hierarchy, and we will give the hierarchical path over here. So hierarchical path, we want to create the first level and we want to return has returned balance sheet, income statement. Now we'll do the same, just copy it. The second formula will be quite little bit different. We'll using the same formula, but there will be one difference. We will add another function, which is if function. Another function which is if function. So let us include the if function. If this path depth, the hierarchical depth is greater than and equal to 2, then this whole this formula will work. So let's complete it and I'll explain it. If hierarchical path is greater than 2, then look up all these values, otherwise return level 1. So let's review it. If hierarchical path is greater than or equal to 2, then go to this column and this key and search for path item. Let me see. Here we want 2. Yes. Return the second item. That is why we have used equal to, not greater to. If this condition doesn't fulfill, then return level 1. So balance sheet will be returned if it does not have the second level. So here we have. Now it's time to just copy this one and just make the appropriate changes. Copy this formula, create a new column, here, 3 over here, 3 over here, and make it level 2. So let's review it. In this level 2, here we have assets, so it is not returning balance sheet. Here we have the second one is asset, so it is returning assets up to all those where assets exist. Over here we are going to the third level. The third level is current assets, so current asset is returned. Let's create another column. Make it 4. We are going for level 4. Return 3. Now copy this one and we'll create another one which is 5, 5, use 4 over here. And we will create our last column, which is 6. 6 over here, 6 and 5. So this table is now complete. We have all the levels. Balance sheet, level 2 it has asset, level 3 is current assets, level 4 cash, and then this goes on. Now we will do the same for, say, departments. So let's complete this one. First create the path and rename it as path. Use the function path, and the key is group key, department group key, and parent department group key. So this one is first. Now we want to find the depth. Depth, path length, and simply uh, give the column which is newly created. So it has 2 levels. Now third one, just copy pasting it because this formula is already explained. Now we'll go for the next one. This table is also complete. We'll do the organization now. I'll just copy paste the formulas because the formulas are explained. First define the path, then create a new column, then define the path length, it has 4 hierarchy, so it has 4 hierarchies. Create a new column for level 1, create a new column for level 2, create a new column for level 3, make it 3, 3, 3, and this one is level 2, and for level 4 make it 4 over here, 4 over here, 4 over here, and this one is 3. So we are done with preparing our basic tables. Now we'll go to this data model. So it has already detected the relationships, so we won't be forming any relationship, but the important thing is to organize all the information in a proper manner. So just place all the lookup table over here, all the information which we will be uh, concluding in this webinar. These are the informations we will be concluding, and this is our fact table which has all the figures, the ledger. So now our data model is kind of a complete. This is a kind of a very simplest form of data model. There are certain complex formats as well, but this webinar is for the basics. So therefore we are not touching the database which are complex and the models which are complex. Let's go to this report tab, and now we will be creating the DAX functions for various calculations like gross profit margin, net profit margin. Before moving forward, let me explain that we have also developed a manual, participants manual for this webinar. So it is around 40 plus pages, and it has all the basic information, step by step guide which we are doing over here. If you miss any formula, so don't worry, it has all the details. All the formulas are given over here, and definitely each and every step is given, so don't worry about it if I'm going very fast. So you will receive this through our email, this guide. So first we will create a table for key measures for all the calculations, so that all the calculations are at one place. Enter data, name it as key measures, load, and the table is created over here. Click over here, new year. We will calculate our first year, which will be amount. So we will be summing all the amounts in the ledger amounts column. This is the ledger amounts column. If you can place over here in a card, let's see, this is the amount, but it is kind of a useless if it is not defined in account, in whether it is a budget or an actual, or whether it belongs to income or balance sheet. So let's delete this column and just shuffle over here. So you will have a calculator in front of key mayors, which define that this table has information regarding to regarding to all the calculations. So let's do the second calculation. Click over here. This is new year. We'll calculate the actual amount. We'll use the function calculate, and in Power BI I'm using it. I think 90% of my all the calculations are used by this calculate function. It's a very simple function. It gives an expression and all the filters are given. After those expression, it calculates it. So we have defined the amount. We have already calculated the amount. So the amount is placed over here, and then we want the various scenarios. Let's look at our data over here. There are two scenarios, whether it is in actual or it is a budget, and this scenario name is linked to this scenario key. This is the scenario key, and this is linked to journal ledger over here. So that is why we are given this scenario. Where scenario ledger name is equal to actual. So it will calculate all the amounts which are actuals. Let's place it in a table. I think this is a table, and let's grab the dates from this function. These are the dates, I think. This is date. Let's grab the date, and let's name it only date, and change the format to this one. This is much cleaner. And let's place the actual amount over here. Let's place one slicer. This is kind of a beauty of the intelligence softwares. We'll place a quarter over here. Let's do some formatting, make it horizontal, and now you can have first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So all the information are dynamic. So this is the intelligence of Power BI, where you have all the information over here. Just copy it over here and place the year over here. So now you have years as well. So saying 2019 first quarter, second quarter, third and fourth. So you can slice and dice whenever you like. And let's do another calculations. We have two actual and amount. Let's do another calculation. which is think core calculations. For instance, current current asset current ratio. Let's do it a current ratio. Click over here. Before doing the current ratio, let's review it. Current ratio is simply current assets over current liabilities, but we have to define the levels which we have created in this webinar. Level where are current assets and where are current liabilities. So let's look at these are accounts, and this is balance sheet, this is asset. Now this is current asset. Current asset belongs to level 3. Level 4 it is repeating just. So it starts with level 3. So we'll have to define current assets in level 3, and where are current liabilities? There is a liability and this is liability. The current liability start with level 4. So it belongs to level 4. So we'll have to define it in level 4. Let's go over here. Let's calculate current ratio. We'll use the function divide. We'll give the denominator, but first we would like to calculate it. So use the function calculate the actual amount, the amount in level 3, which is equal to current assets, close the parenthesis, and let's clean it up. Great. Now we will calculate actual and give it level 4. Liabilities were at level 4, and current liabilities, let's close the parenthesis. So let's see the information. Let's place in this card. So this is our current ratio for 2019 first quarter. For second quarter, so if you can see, all the information placed in our this report is changing with the filters. So this is kind of very interactive, and it is changing all the amounts. This is quarter 3, this is quarter 4, this is quarter 4 of 2018, this is quarter 4 of 2017. So all the information are dynamic. So we will be creating a dynamic report. Let's do another one. Current ratio. Let's review where is. So it is cash over, simply cash over current liabilities. So this is cash is at level 4, and definitely current liabilities are also at level 4. So copy it and create new Meyer, paste it, cash ratio, divide, want to divide level 4, which is cash and current liabilities. So this is also calculated. So let's place another card and let's let's place the cash ratio over here. So this is the cash ratio. You can see we are creating our dashboard as well. Now let's go with debt equity ratio. So uh, long-term liabilities, and where are long-term liabilities? They belong to level 3 liabilities, and these are the long-term liabilities. And where is owner equity? Owner equity belongs to level 3. So long-term liabilities over owner's equity. Let's copy it. Control C. New Meyer. Debt to equity ratio. So long-term liabilities are level 3. It was level 4, I think. Yes, that belonged to level 3. Owner's equity. Copy this card and place over here. There must be some. So let's calculate debt equity ratio. So let's calculate the debt equity ratio, and let's copy this card. Place it over here. So this is dynamic. 2019, 2018, 2017. Great. Now we can name it as balance sheet analytics, this report, and let's copy it, make it a duplicate, and rename it as income statement analytics. So now let's move to our next calculations for income statement, and let's create previous years and difference between previous year. So first we'll calculate previous year, the amounts of previous year. Power BI has a good feature of time intelligence. You can calculate in a dynamic version. You can calculate the previous month, previous day, previous week, or previous quarter amount with a formula, which is with the functions are time intelligence functions. We'll use one of them. Previous year is equal to calculate it. Use the calculate formula. We want the actual amounts, and we'll use the function date add. In date add, we want to give first the date in the journal ledger dot date, and we want to go back 1 year. So here you can go back 1 day, 1 month, 1 quarter, 1 year. We will selecting 1 year. So you can place over here. So it is giving you for this. This is giving you the actual amount, but if you can see over here, if you can see over here, there is no transaction in day one, but there is a transaction in previous year. So this is giving you the amount of the previous year. So now we'll calculate another function, which is a difference between these two, the actual and the previous year. From previous year, actual minus previous year, simple. Let's do some calculations for profit margin. So let's review where profit margin is, at which level the gross profit and net profit exist to net sales. Net sales income. So where are the net sales? Net sales are at level 3. Here is net income. This net sale is at level 4, and gross margin is at level 3. So great. First we will calculate gross margin ratio. Gross profit margin. For this one, we will have to use the function divide, calculate the actual amount, which is at level 3, and it is equal to gross margin, the denominator, calculate the denominator, the actual level 4 of accounts, and it is equal to net sales. Great. This is profit margin ratio. Let's replace it over here. This ratio, let's make it a ratio in percentage. Let's make it 0 decimals. Let's do another calculation. Net profit margin ratio. So where is the net income? At which level the net income exists? Net sale exists at 4th level, and net income exists at, let's see, this is revenue, and It is at level 1. Net income is at level 1. Create a new measure. Gross. This is net profit margin, and this is, we'll use the function divide, calculate actual from level 1, which is equal to net income, then the denominator will calculate actual level 4, and it is equal to net sales. Close this parenthesis and close this one. So this is net sales, and make it in percent 0. This is net sale. Now let's calculate another one, operating expenses ratio. Operating expenses, let's see where are the operating expenses. Net sale is at level 4, and operating expenses, well, these are the operating expenses, and operating expenses are at level 3. These are the operating expenses. So this is the operating expense. Use the function divide, calculate the actual account level 3 operating expenses, close the parenthesis, calculate actual. This is at, we know net income is at level 4, and it is equal to close the parenthesis, and let's 13 plus 1 and 0. So this one is operating expenses ratio. Now let's move forward by creating income statement. Let's place them over here. Give this report a title, add a text, income statement analytics, bold, place this title at the top. Now let's create the income statement. Let's choose this matrix over here. Let's place all the levels over here: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. It is giving all the things. So go to this filter, level 1, and choose only income. So it is given income. Now we will place the amounts. So let's select the amounts. The first one is actual, then previous year, and then difference between previous year. So this is level 2 here, and if you can expand it. So we have created the income statement, and this is dynamic. If you can see, this is 2017, 2018, 2019, 2019 first quarter, second quarter, and third. Let's choose another visualization for income statement. Let's choose this line and cluster column chart. Let's place to use it in monthly basis. Let's place month over here. We want account type, and we want the actual amount. Go to this filter and filter it with expenses, expenditure, and revenue. So you can see all the expenditure and revenues over here. So if you can see over here, this is giving you the expenditure and incomes of monthly basis. For instance, in 2017, and let's see the power of Power BI. As I have mentioned earlier, these tools have advanced analytics and machine learning inbuilt. So if you can just click over here, there is a decrease in expenses, there is a decrease in revenues. Click over here, go to this analyze and explain the decrease. So it will explain it. Yes, US operations and Canadian division accounted for majority of decrease in level 3. The relative contribution made by Australia, US and Germany changed the most. So this is a decrease. Germany has increased in this month, but France, operation in France, Australia, Canada, and USA is decreasing. So it will generate various charts for you, and if you like the charts, just click on this plus button, and here you have it. These charts will be here. You can place it everywhere. Let's delete it, and let's place another slicer. I forgot to place the organization slicer. Yeah, this one, the organization slicer. Organization name. Make it drop down. You can place it anywhere. It is important for the visualization perspective that it is placed on right direction. It is important. It is important for a visualization purpose that is placed properly, but we can place it in any section. So this is Australia. So this is Australia for you. All the actuals, all the differences, For 2000, say, there's no operation, there's an operation in this one. This is first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. So you can review your operations in Australia, in say Germany. The gross profit is Germany is 64, net profit ratio is 22, operation ratio is 36. Uh, this is in 2019 first quarter. This is in second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, and you can slice and dice whatever you can like. And you can slice and dice according to your needs. So this is the first report which we are creating. We'll go to our next report. This one. Delete this over here. Just we'll copy the visuals from our first report. So it is kind of a simple one. Let's copy this visual, Control C, Control V. Now we'll copy this one over here and you can say it as balance sheet analytics. Let's copy this income statement as well. Copy over here and let's go to filter. This is level 1 and let's choose balance sheet or income statement. So we have balance sheet with us. All the current assets, other assets, PPEs, then there is liabilities, there is owner equity. So let's select line cluster column chart. Account type, this is a column. Then we can choose months over here and actuals over here. And account type, we can choose anything, I think. Assets, flows, we choose liabilities. So these are the liabilities. So why our liabilities are decreasing? Analyze the decrease. Other current liability and long-term liability account for the majority of decrease among level 5, offsetting the increase of other retirement benefits and accrued expenses. So this is the reason of increase and this is the reason of decrease. Current liabilities and all those, and you can just import this one if you like this visual in your report. So we can see over here. Let's analyze the information in 2019 in the first quarter. These are our major ratios and these are the position of liabilities. This is the position in second quarter, this is the position in third quarter, fourth quarter, and this is for Germany. Not all. So if you can select anyone, you want to see the information of Canadian division. This is over here. For say US operations, nothing is over here. So, and do Pacific operations, nothing. Germany, France, yes, there's information for Germany, France. So this is the information of France. Um, this is kind of a very introduction to advanced financial analytics in Power BI. This is kind of an introduction, and with this one we conclude our second section. Now we move to our next section, which is way forward in advanced analytics and the details. Soon we will be announcing a detailed course on advanced financial analytics. It will not be on financial reporting. We'll create income statement, balance sheet, and cash flows, but it will be more than this one. We'll have the aged trial balance covered in this section. We'll cover revenue analytics, sales analytics like customers details analytics, salesperson analytics, and let me show you the output of the course which we have developed, and we will be announcing it sooner. So we'll be working on a detailed course on advanced financial analytics along with financial reporting, where you have different data set, and it is much more in detail. There is much more going in as far as data table is concerned. There are much more tables. There there are quite a number of formulas which we'll be calculating in account receivable, and all these tables are for key measures. So you can slice and dice and do all the calculations which you can do it. And having said that, this is an income statement analytics, then this is the balance sheet analytics, this is cash flows, and this is age trial balance. And you can have your customer names. According to your customer names, you can select any dynamic period. It can be in the age of 1 to 30 days, can be for a customer. So all this will be created in a step by step manner in our detailed course, and it will be member only course. This is not only which we have covered. We will be covering in that course. We'll be covering much more in that course, like we will be covering product insight, where you can slice and dice and review all the products with top customers, year-on-year sale growths, and this is all dynamic. Then there's customer analytics. You can form a cluster and you can do all the necessary informations, whether it is profit growth year on year, sales growth year on year, and profit margin growth year on year. Then salesperson analytics, top salesperson and the growth of salesperson. So how the salespersons are generating income and what is their effect. So these are the two detailed things which we will be doing in our detailed course, and we will announce this detailed course in coming weeks. So we conclude our webinar for today. I hope you have liked our webinar and you have learned a lot. For those who are watching it later on and who want this data set and all the participants manual, so just email us and we will send you all the documents. Thank you all for watching this webinar, and bye from now.